Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for another practice. And please do make sure if you're doing these flows that you subscribe to my channel. It's completely free to just hit the subscribe button, but it just allows me to continue offering this free yoga content on here. So yeah, please make sure that you do that. Today we are going to be doing another kind of Vinyasa power flow, so it's going to be quite a dynamic practice, so I would recommend this is suitable for someone who has an existing kind of yoga practice already. So please do grab any blocks or props that you might need, and we're going to start the class in a standing position. So coming into Tadasana mountain pose, feet are roughly hip width apart, and we're going to let the arms hang down by the side of the body. And I want you to start to close off the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. And we'll start this practice with breathing into this space. Bring some awareness into the body. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice how the breath feels as you inhale through the nose. Seeing if you can feel any sensations in the hands, the feet. It doesn't matter if you can't. We're just observing whatever is alive for you today in this practice. Opening the eyes back up now if you had them closed. And we're going to ground through this right foot and step your left foot behind on a diagonal. So you can be up on the toes or you can have that back foot flat, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And we'll inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky. And you're going to take the right hand on your left wrist, lifting up and out from the waist first. As you exhale, take your stretch. So we're stretching over to the right, left side body's opening up. You might even be able to feel this stretch all the way down the left side, the left leg, the outside of the left leg perhaps. Just observe what's there for you. Inhale, come back to center, switch over, so ground through the left foot, right foot steps out behind on the diagonal, left hand's coming to the right wrist. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist, exhale, finding that stretch and opening through the right side of the body, breathing here. Well done, and release. Coming back to feet roughly hip width apart, hands in Anjali Mudra, heart center. As we inhale, we're going to open out to cactus as we twist to the right. So all the movement here is coming from the waist in terms of the twist as the arms come out to cactus. Draw the hands back to heart center. Open out to cactus, moving to the left side this time for the twist. And back to center. Shake it out. So I want you to shake the hands, the wrists, the arms. Don't worry if it feels a little bit silly, but just think about releasing anything that's not serving you, any energy that you want to shift, that you want to let go of. This is a really great way to do that. I recommend doing this every day if you can. Just shake it out. Nice, okay. So now we're going to ground through the left foot and draw the right heel in towards the right hip. Grab your right foot with your right hand and just gently press the hips forwards here, finding this stretch through the right quad. Make sure that you're keeping your space across the chest. Release the right leg, come onto the left side. Same again here, gently press those hips forward, find that stretch into the front of the left quad. Also working on a little bit of balance here. So if you are feeling wobbly, find that drishti, find your gazing point out in front. Send your focus there. So much of balance is within the mind. Release that left leg down. Come to the top of your mat in your mountain pose, coming into our Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, we fold forwards, hinging from the hips. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, find your halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back, finding your plank position. Shoulders above the wrists. Breathing here, pause here for a moment. Going to take a couple of rocks back and forth. So inhale, press the toes into the mat, shift forwards. Exhale, come back. Inhale, shift forwards. Exhale, come back. One more. Inhale, shift forwards. Exhale, come back. Inhale, move through into your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, we come back to downward facing dog. Just remember that child's pose is there for you at any time that you need it. You can always come and find your child's pose. Honouring your body in this practice, listening to your body. We're not here to force anything. Lifting those hips to the sky, finding that length through the spine. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or jump the feet in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips back up to the sky, lift the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, jump the feet back to plank. Inhale, coming through to your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Press the mat away with your hands. Practicing your Ujjayi breath here if that's in your practice. No worries if it's not. Inhale, we're going to lift this right leg away from the mat, step it through between the hands, reach the fingertips to the sky, coming into your high lunge. Taking your Kali Mudra with the hands here, so index fingers touching, the rest of the hands are interlaced, lifting up and out from the waist. Power into your right leg. Find your warrior three. See if you can keep your hands in the Kali Mudra but draw them to heart center. If you want to add in some extra power, you can see if you can hold them out in front in Kali Mudra. Keep those hips nice and square to the mat. Now with control, bending through the right leg, step back, find your high lunge again. Kali Mudra, reaching up to the sky. Now we drop the left knee down, finding a low lunge. Floating the arms down, we're going to move the arms with the breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Bring them back into heart center. Two more of these. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, back through to center. Last one, moving with your breath. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, bringing them back to center. Well done. And then the left hand's going to plant down to the mat, or you could take your hand on a block instead here to give you more space. Then we're going to sweep this right arm around so that it's fingertips reaching towards the back of the room and bending this left leg in, making sure that I got my lefts and rights correct there for you. We're going to take, so my right hand's on my left foot, finding this really juicy deep stretch, really stretching into this left hip flexor here. So if this feels too strong, you've got the option of taking a strap around this back foot instead and having the body face forward, so you can modify here. So take any modifications you need. Like I said, you can use a block under this left hand to support you. So stay with the breath. Seeing if you can find that comfort within any discomfort. Now we're going to release the back leg. The front arm's going to come back so that the hands are framing the foot. Tuck your left toes under, power up through the left leg. And then we're going to release this right foot, but bring the right leg down into a pigeon on your right side. Can you find Kali Mudra behind the back, opening across the chest here? This is quite a strong place to be. So this doesn't work for you. You can come into your pigeon with the fold forwards instead, listening to the body, never forcing anything, always being mindful in these stronger practices of your limits. What's going to serve you today? Sometimes what's going to serve us in a practice might be challenging ourselves, but other times what's going to serve you could be really easing it off, having compassion for your body and how the body feels today. Now releasing from the Kali Mudra or the fold, we're going to start to work our mermaid. So we're going to bend in this left leg, and you might be starting to work with taking your left foot in towards this crease. So the crease of the left arm. So it could be that you're here, you might be coming into your mermaid and interlacing the hands here. If you've got your reverse grip and you want to take that, then you can take that now. Last breath here. Start to slowly, with control, release. Plant the hands on the mat, tuck the left toes under, step it back, find your plank position. Work through your vinyasa, so inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to reconnect to your breath. Keeping strong through the arms in your downward facing dog. Imagine that you're squeezing your arms in towards the ears. So our triceps are rolling down as we squeeze the arms in. Inhale, left side. Sweep the left foot through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Kali Mudra. Strong in your high lunge. Keeping this Kali Mudra, if you can, powering through into the left leg, finding your warrior three. And you can either have the Kali Mudra pointing out in front, or you can bring it to your heart center. Keep the hips nice and square. Staying strong. Now bending through the left leg, step that right leg back, find your high lunge again. Lots of control here, mobility, strength, stability. Everything's working together. Drop your back knee down to the mat, find your low lunge. Lifting up and out from the waist. And our Kali Mudra that we're taking here in this practice today is a real symbol of strength, power. You can imagine that you're shooting energy through the fingertips up to the sky. Now we'll take our sweeps with the arms. So you're going to release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards and up. Exhale, heart center. 2 more. Inhale, sweep the hands forward and up. Exhale, heart center. Last one. Inhale, sweep the hands forward and up. Exhale, seal that energy at the heart center. Nice. Bring your right hand down to the mat or a block. Sweep the left arm up and over, fingertips reaching out behind, bending that right foot in, taking that right foot with the left hand. This is a super strong stretch, so be mindful not to overextend. Keep bringing your awareness into the body, checking in. How does this right hip flexor feel, this front of your right hip? You should be feeling a stretch, yes. You may be feeling some discomfort, yes. But pain, we should not be feeling pain or sharp twinges. And if you feel that, then you need to ease off. Maybe take a child's pose. Breathing, surrendering. Nice, release that back leg with control. Sweep the left arm around. So both hands are grounding into the mat. Right toes tuck under, power up through the right leg. Release the left leg, hook it under for your pigeon on the left side. Again, taking any blocks or props or support you need for your pigeon pose. Take the Kali Mudra behind the back, if you can, opening across the heart, shining your heart forwards. If this is too strong, then you can take the fold instead. Take the option that is going to serve you the most today in this practice. That is the beauty of doing this online yoga. Doing the yoga from home is that you are really in your own space, and hopefully, I really hope that it's the same for me as it is for you, in the case that you can really just honor yourself in these practices. There is no one else to compare to or to try and take the same options as, really taking the option that you need. Release from the Kali Mudra, working our mermaid now. So we're bending in this right leg. It might be that your mermaid is here today. It might be that you want to stay in your pigeon. You can work with seeing if you could hook the toes in this crease in the arm, or maybe you're interlacing the fingers. You can take your reverse grip here if that's in your practice. Coming back to the breath. Last breath here in your mermaid. And slowly start to release. Float the hands back down. Tuck the right toes under. Bring yourself back to plank. And Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Lift those hips to the sky. Feel that lovely stretch through the spine. Remember, you can bend your legs in downward facing dog if you need to. The most important thing is the spine here. And breathing. Finding that fluidity in the breath. Inhale, bring the gaze between the hands, jump or step the feet in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, find your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, hands through to heart center. From here, you might like to step the feet in slightly, hands at heart center. Inhale, sit the hips back, find your Utkatasana. Make sure that you're drawing the belly button in towards the spine here. So we're not sitting into the lumbar spine, we are using the core strong, strengthening those muscles, supporting our spine. Float the hands back into heart center. Inhale, make space. Exhale, twist to the right. Can you hook that left elbow on the right thigh? Find that space, gaze comes up to the sky. Maybe you open out the arms here. Imagine shooting energy through those right fingertips. With control, bring the hands back to prayer position. Float back to center. Inhale here, exhale. Take it over to the other side. Right elbow hooks to the left thigh. Breathing here, gaze comes up to the sky. Maybe you open out the arms. Bring the palms of the hands back together. Release back to your Utkatasana. Place the hands down on the mat. Jump the feet back. And final vinyasa of the practice. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Well done for staying with me there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling very, very warm. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. And now we're going to walk the feet in towards the hands and see if you can come up on your toes and see how far in you can walk these feet. And then start to bend the legs, drop the hips down to the mat. Place the soles of the feet on the mat, roughly hip width apart. Reach the fingertips out in front. Draw the belly button in towards the spine, strong through the core. And start to lower the spine down to the mat. I'm going to meet in a lying position when you're ready. And then I want you to bend the legs, soles of the feet on the mat, roughly hip width apart again. And draw the pelvis up and in towards the body, so the lower part of your back should be connecting closer to the mat, and you will feel that the core, everything's switching on here. So we want to try and hold that activation. Start to lift the hips away from the mat. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest, finding our bridge pose. Now you're either going to work here with your bridge pose. You can take a block and make this a restorative bridge if that feels good for you. Or if you would like to and it's in your practice, I'm going to offer you a shoulder stand. So nice way to do this is bringing those hands under the kind of hip sacrum area. And then you can float those legs up in the sky, finding your shoulder stand. Breathing here, noticing if you can see your belly moving with your breath. One more breath here. And then option to come out of the pose as we came in. So bringing the hands to the back. See if you can float the legs back down to your bridge. Always keeping the head and neck nice and straight. We're not moving the head around, just listening to my voice. Gently lower the hips, the spine down to the mat. Bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat now. Drop the knees in towards each other for reconstructive rest position. Close off the eyes if that feels good too. And just let everything sink into the ground. Allow the shoulder blades to relax, the head, the jaw. Taking a couple of slow and soft breaths. Let this practice absorb. And I encourage you to take a bit of time, if you can, to stay in this Shavasana or come into a meditation. If you are ready to come out of this practice, I want you to roll yourself over to one side and then gently peel yourself up to a seated position on the mat. Hands to the knees or the thighs, palms facing down. And opening the eyes when you're ready as we come back into the physical body. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. As mentioned, if you are doing these flows, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. You just click the subscribe button and it just means that I can continue offering these flows for free on here. And yeah, so do feedback to me as well. Do come to me with requests of flows that you like to see or anything like that. And yeah, just thank you so much for being here with me, and yeah, I can't wait to see you again very soon. Bye bye.